Growth is great. More attorneys mean more impact. But here's what founders don't plan for. Each new attorney needs new support staff to stay in the practice of law. And that support headcount grows even faster than your attorney headcount does. So if you're personally hiring for every one of those juniors, you've just moved your bottleneck from casework to hiring. I'm Magdalena Madrigal, hiring specialist here at Legal Staff Now. We've helped over 500 law firms build the teams behind their growth. We're an Inc. 5000 fastest growing company, and our work's been featured in Bloomberg Law. My whole world is helping growing firms build the hiring infrastructure that gets the right people into the right seats before the growth even demands it. Let's start with the math. Each attorney needs paralegals, intake specialists, case managers, people who keep them out of the email and document assembly so that they can actually practice law. Clio's 2025 Legal Trends Report shows it plainly. The old one-to-one support staff structure standard is disappearing, with many firms now operating successfully at 1-to-3 or 1-to-4 ratios. One attorney, 3 or 4 support staff doing the work that keeps them moving. If you're the one who vets and hires every paralegal, every case manager, every intake specialist, and that's a lot of people now, hiring stops being a part of your week. It becomes your week. You opened the firm because you're good at law. Now you're good at hiring, but you didn't plan for the hiring part. You didn't scale it, so it slows you down. This is the trap. Your headcount can't grow faster than how many people you personally can evaluate, interview, and bring on. So your growth curve flattens. You hit a ceiling. And it's not a ceiling on revenue or cases, it's a ceiling on your own hiring calendar. It's a culture problem. How does your hiring standard, your bar for what great work looks like, survive when you're not the one making the hire? The move isn't to hire more, it's to build one clear document. What does a great paralegal, intake specialist, case manager look like at your firm? What's the bar? Write it down. Gallup's 2025 research is clear. Managers account for 70% of variance in the team engagement. Your attorneys aren't just hiring, they're setting the tone for how support staff experience the firm. That's your culture carrier. When every attorney hires to the same bar, the firm feels cohesive. New people onboard into a consistent culture. You're not managing every hire, you're managing one standard. They learn to articulate what excellence looks like, set expectations clearly, and hold people accountable to a standard. That's how you build real leadership at every level. You're not cloning yourself in every hire. You're distributing the hiring decision down to the people who work with them every day. They hire to your standard. Culture stays intact and you stay sane. Take your best support staff person, the one people want to work with, who moves fast, who gets it. What do they actually do? How do they think? What skills do they have? Write that down. That's your starting point. What keeps coming up in your case reviews? Missed deadlines, poor client communication, slow intake processing? Your standard needs to screen for people who won't repeat those failures. Don't ask, are you detail oriented? Instead, ask, walk me through how you'd prioritize 5 competing deadlines in a real case. Real questions, real answers, real signal. Walk them through the standard. Show them what strong answers sound like. Role play the interview, give them your playbook, and then step back. They'll hire people who fit, and you just freed up 10 hours a week. Not to second guess them, to see if the standard actually worked. Is the new hire keeping pace? Missing anything? Adjust the standard and not the person. You're building a feedback loop. If you're building a distributed team with virtual staff, which a lot of smart firms are doing right now, the bar does not change. Same standard, just different location. Same culture, same expectations. Culture doesn't come from micromanaging every hire. It comes from every person in every layer applying the same standard. That's what travels, and that's what scales. You're not abdicating hiring. You're structuring it so your attorneys own the outcome and you own the standard. Everyone wins, the firm scales, and you get your time back. Culture holds. And it's not because you're absent, it's because the standard is clear. The accountability is real, and every person at every level knows what excellent looks like and why it matters. So don't wait until you're in the weeds. Document what great looks like, teach your attorneys to hire it, and watch your firm grow without the bottleneck. That's the move. You're not hiring a recruiter or buying expensive software. You're making a document and having a conversation. The payoff is time, culture, and growth that compounds. The firms that scale without losing their soul are the ones that delegate hiring early and invest in a clear standard. When your attorneys can hire to your bar, you're free to lead, and your culture travels down every layer as the firm grows. If you're adding attorneys and drowning in hiring, let's talk about how to install a standard that frees you up and keeps your culture intact as you grow. Book a call with us and we'll walk you through it.